Do you think that your approach is going to give you the best chances at meeting a partner?
I believe in fate.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Fate? Okay.
Yeah.
So like if it happens, it will happen.
You feel like the universe has kind of brought them to you.
Yeah, I really believe in
Yeah.
the universe.
Is this a personality thing?
I think so. I think
Okay.
it is a
Okay, don't come crying at me when you guys are like 50 years old and single and like I'm married. I'm happily married with my husband. But John, what if like the girl is a 10 personality and like look wise,
Oh.
but she walks like a dinosaur?
What kind of dinosaur? What is the word? Welcome back to the episode of
JBRO.
JBRO. Where are we, Jason?
We're back in New York City.
We're doing something special today. We have special female guests
Yeah.
that are visiting from Toronto.
Yeah. See you in a bit.
Peace. Welcome back, guys. In our previous video, we flew to Toronto to find love.
And in today's video, love flew to us.
Nope. Just kidding, just kidding. We just want to show our friends some new hotspots in our neighborhood. And today, we'll be talking about the one.
Do you believe in destiny, or do you have control of your fate?
Here, we share our different perspectives on finding a partner, how we deal with breakups, how we've matured from our mistakes, and a whole lot more.
By the end, you'll be closer to finding the one.
Oh, we should start with like what kind of MBTI we are.
Oh, okay. I am an ENTJ.
I'm ESFP.
I'm an ENTJ as well.
I'm INTP.
Let me ask you right off the bat, what makes you tick? What turns you on when you see a guy?
Fast.
It's an automatic response.
I actually like
I want the
that.
guy to be juicy.
Oh, 막 약간 좀 like you look at the guy from the
Yeah.
back and it's like a little hill.
hill.
Oh.
What about girls and like looking at guys' butts? Because I hear that very often.
It's just hot.
Oh, you get the same.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, you
I really
don't?
care.
Oh, you don't care. Okay.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys are looking at different things.
Okay.
Right?
So Nicole cares more about the ass.
look. Yeah, the look.
Well, what do you look at physically then?
I honestly don't look at anything physical.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite like actor?
Actually, I don't even have one.
So,
Oh, really? Interesting. So, are you you might be an example of a girl that doesn't place as much value on
That is
physical
true,
attractiveness.
Yeah.
In theory, I've heard of many of these girls.
Yeah.
So for you, are you willing to go on a first date with anybody?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's all
Can't
about
relate.
chemistry and personality for me.
Well, but let's say there were photos of 5 guys with different like attractiveness.
If they look like a fuckboy, then like,
No, but so I'm saying if we give you a list of 5 people with different attractiveness,
okay.
would you be okay selecting them randomly?
Yeah, that's fine. Like, it's all about personality and chemistry for me.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. Was it always like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
By probability, shouldn't it be easier for you to meet a guy?
Actually, though, it's like hard to find like a nice, decent guy.
Oh, really? Is it that hard?
Yeah.
You just have a high bar.
You,
No,
Oh, you have high standard.
No, I don't.
you have very high ambition in terms of personality.
Yeah,
they have
that's
to be-
chemistry. Just chemistry. Like,
But like the chemistry means like they have to be like
Chemistry
really
means
good,
so much
really
different
nice,
things, yeah.
funny. They have to be like really cool. Like those are really hard to find.
The combination of things.
Those are really hard to find.
yeah, it's more like a funny, like tiki-taka 잘 먹고, funny and
Nice, kind,
nice,
smart.
But also ambitious.
That's a lot of bullet
Those are a lot of
points.
checklists.
Oh, shit.
That might be harder to
Yeah.
find than a fat ass.
This
you know?
that's harder than a badass.
Yeah, there are so many fantasies out there that I said.
Just go
Yeah.
to the gym. You
Yeah,
see
yeah.
those badasses.
You know, I could just walk down the street and be like, oh, like that ass is fat.
When it comes to actually committing and then pursuing a long-term relationship, you actually realize, oh, I need this, and now you're being smarter and more selective at this stage in your life.
High standard makes it sound like it's a bad thing, but it's actually not.
It's actually
good thing,
It's
yeah.
actually a good thing.
You have like, your own.
You know what you want, yeah.
Yeah. That's
fair.
for
very
you
fair.
guys,
That's
like
very fair.
personality versus looks.
I guess like there has to be level of attraction from physical point of view, but I don't weigh it so high to the point where it's like, oh, like this person meets all my check boxes physically that I'm willing to give up on the inner characteristics.
Did you prioritize attractiveness more when you were younger?
Of course, yeah, way more.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm at a stage where like I can come down in terms of attraction level as long as they meet the other criterias.
Do you think that's a sign of maturity?
Yes. Or just kind of giving up.
It's like I gotta compensate.
Yeah, I gotta compensate. You realize like, oh shoot, like
Yeah.
just
Same way. I didn't used to care about personality. Like, if it's a hot girl, if she's a 10, I will take you out to dinner.
Ah, you're beautiful.
Yeah, I used to put up with a lot.
Yeah.
But now my time is valuable, my energy is valuable. I'm not gonna accommodate to someone I don't see a future with.
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna bother anymore. So I do think in that way I've matured.
When we're younger, you don't really think about the future that much. You're just thinking about, oh, I'm with the hot girl. But now we're at an age, it's like, I'm meeting this person. Do I see a future with this person?
Not only that though, even if I don't have a future, the time at the present moment is valuable as well. I don't want to spend it with someone that I don't see is reciprocating in any way.
But John, what if like the girl's a 10 personality and like look wise, but she walks like a dinosaur?
What kind of dinosaur? Why is it important?
Why is that?
But she's a 10 personality.
Yeah, she's a 10 personality, 10 look. But like you have to like walk beside her.
Whoa.
Like she walks down like the city of New York with like her 2 fingers out like this. And then like every 2 seconds she like
a little bit
makes
too-
dinosaurs.
I'll walk with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
She's a 10 personality.
I'm getting my confidence back.
Oh, because you walk like a dinosaur.
So, like realistically, would you?
I'll walk like a dinosaur with her.
No way.
that's so cute.
That's so sweet of you. I would not.
That means that he's like no for
Yeah.
the answer.
No, I would not.
I would not.
There's social norms. I'm not gonna walk with a dinosaur.
No, but she has a 10 personality. I don't really like take it.
But I can see Jason
social
being like that.
perception.
But Jason,
that
like,
much.
so we're gonna find you someone that is 10 but identify as a T-Rex.
Yeah. If that's the only flaw, I would accept it.
Okay.
I would accept it.
That's very nice.
And
of
you wouldn't?
No.
I don't. I think I. This is just such a weird question.
It's such a good question.
I'm like my brain is like already dead.
You're like flying into space. Why? Because you walk like a T-Rex?
I think there are certain things that you can overlook, like certain tendencies. But if it's something so left field and the person is doing it like willingly, I don't know.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
Is this?
Like, can you show us your walk?
So we'll move on. We'll move on from this.
No, that's a lot of us like personalities. I'm willing to like let go of the social norms for other things, whereas you guys care more about the social norms.
Like if this was a society that where everyone's walking like
True.
T-Rex, then like
Yeah.
you know, like I would be perfectly fine.
Right.
But like our society right now,
That's true.
people don't walk around like a T-Rex.
But I'm saying that's personality difference. You guys would care about that, where I don't.
Oh really?
Yeah, I really don't care about the
Okay.
social norms that much.
Okay, you know what? Next time I hang out with you,
Okay.
I'm gonna like run around like a T-Rex.
Talking about like handicap, like something that's uncontrolled.
Yeah.
Then we have a discussion here.
Right.
But if it's like voluntary behavior where this person's being weird on purpose and like says, hey, accept me the way I am. Let's say to Jason, I'm your best friend and I'm like, hey, I want to be babied in public. I want you to put a leash around my neck and like I want you to
Tuck
fuck
on you.
right? It would be weird.
Is that your like fetish?
It would be weird, no?
You're like, this is the first thing in his head. He's like,
So it's so interesting that between best friends,
Yeah.
Jason, Enzo, and Nicole, there's such differences in approaches,
Yeah.
personality, and either option is okay. It's how you see the world,
Exactly.
and you don't have to convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't have to convince you otherwise. As a single in Toronto, are you having difficulty finding someone?
Honestly, Toronto's so small.
Ah, okay.
Like everyone knows everyone.
Is it something that you're thinking about constantly, or you're just like whatever? If it happens, it happens.
I believe in fate.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Fate? Okay.
Yeah.
So like if it happens, it will happen.
Yeah, but you put a little bit more special meaning to a person that comes to you in like very coincidental way. Like
Yeah.
you feel like the universe has kind of brought them to you.
Yeah, I really believe in
Yeah.
the universe.
That's interesting because it seems like you take matters into your own hands. You trust fate to.
Yeah, yeah.
she lets people to decide.
Like things happen for a
Oh,
reason.
yeah, things happen for a
you know,
reason.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And then you are
I'm the same
more
way.
fate oriented.
Yeah.
How about you?
I take matters in my own hands as
Yeah.
well. So do you think that your approach is going to give you the best chances at meeting a partner?
But we don't take it that way.
Yeah, we just
We just
live,
accept it.
and then
we
like
live-
it happens,
yeah.
it happens.
And then we find
Yeah, and then you guys are all gonna die. Okay.
Is this a personality thing?
I think so. I think
Okay.
it is a problem.
Okay, don't come crying at me when you guys are like 50 years old and single and like I'm married. I'm happily married with my husband. What if you never meet someone that is destined for you? Like if you.
This is so depressing. What's an example of something that you did in your early 20s that you're not doing now?
Well, it's more like not my personal experience, but like I've seen a lot of people around me that were like very giving and then that got hurted because they were so giving. Because like they were just like prioritizing this person over herself or
I
like
see.
himself.
Yeah.
That they started losing themselves
Yeah.
because they were just so like swayed by like how this person was feeling.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I don't know, like just in general, like I feel like healthier relationship comes from like when you love yourself.
Yeah.
No, that's really good advice.
Yeah,
Really good advice.
and then you learn to choose a partner that allows you to
Yeah.
allows you to
Yeah.
love yourself better and to validate your feelings,
Yeah.
whatever efforts you're putting in as you grow.
It's like you can't share love if you don't love yourself. You think very lowly of yourself. And then you meet someone.
I agree,
You
I
can't
agree.
really expect that person to
Yeah.
feel your
Yeah.
confidence. You have to be like loving yourself in order for you to share your love to that person.
Yeah.
Do you think that people who have not yet built that self-confidence and self-esteem should avoid relationships?
I think it's a learning process.
Yes.
That like everyone needs to go through in order to kind of like comprehend like who I should be and who I should be with.
Yeah.
So it's like inevitable.
I see.
I don't think we should really put it as like, oh, if you don't love yourself, you should not be dating other people.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's something that you should keep in your mind.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like that, like your relationship, and after you actually like change your thought and you experience that, like when you start to love yourself, your relationship gets so much better.
Yeah.
That's when you realize that, oh, that's actually true. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Have you had any experiences where you might have to change for your partner?
Not really. I'm just always. I'm like
You're
comfortable
not-
with my skin.
Yeah.
Just like I expect them to accommodate to me.
Yeah, and that's why you're still single.
Wow.
Savage.
No, but this is actually a good thing though. Instead of like suffering through a relationship that's not right for you,
Right.
Yeah.
you want to cut off something that is fleeting and that's not meant for you. It's actually a really good thing.
It's-
So I know a lot of people who actually stick with the relationship
That is toxic.
that is toxic
Yeah.
because they grew some sort of attachment that's not healthy.
Independency.
And dependency as well. And yeah.
But like I do also understand that like when you're at that point in time, it's hard for you to get out of it because like attachment is really important too, right?
Yeah, I get really attached.
Yeah.
Like I'm really dependent and I get really attached.
Yeah.
And it's like really hard for me.
It's part of your routine.
It's like losing a best friend, right?
Yeah. You know, if you go through like relationship psychology, it's like different styles of attachment, right? You guys know.
Yeah.
Interdependent attachment is like the
Like
healthy.
codependence.
Yeah.
Codependence is the most unhealthy, where it's like you accept the unhealthy sort of.
I think a lot of like girls or guys tend to think that like when they're in a relationship that they could not meet someone better than the person that they're dating at the moment.
I always think that though.
Yeah, she always thinks that. So she
Like, I'm not
really,
gonna meet like anyone
that is better.
Yeah.
Cause like I'm so attached.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's true. Like I don't believe in that because like I feel like there's so many people out there. Like you may have like problems in different area, but like that doesn't mean that like this person is like worse or better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the mindset that you believe, like when you think that there's no one else better, it's like a limiting belief. You put yourself in like a little bubble where you say like,
I always think that way though.
but it's just your mindset. You have to manifest like this belief that there is a world full of opportunities and people that you can meet.
But it's not the same. Like it's not gonna be the same. Like
Yeah, obviously.
Let's say you have a dog. Let's say you have a dog.
That's true.
And then he died. Okay.
Yeah.
And you get another dog.
I mean, you still have your
Yeah.
heart and pieces, but that's different. Like that's different. Like your dogs.
But I'll like
Yeah.
I'll still have like a special like place.
Yeah.
My heart.
Yeah.
And then you would have a different special place in your heart for a dog, for the
Yeah.
next person.
I mean, like it's like the sentimental sort of things that everyone has.
There's just so many people out there.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people have such hard time with their breakups.
Right.
That's me.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'll meet someone like better.
Yeah.
Have you really not met someone better? After one relationship to another, like
They're like
you think that
though.
this is what I need. You know,
They're
like,
different. It's not necessarily better per se,
Yeah.
but it's like different.
for every guys are gonna be like that. Like they're gonna be different. Like there's no perfect match to anything.
Yeah.
Go buy it.
But like I want to ask everyone, like, has your relationship, like one relationship to another, do you think it got better or do you think it got worse? Like, would you really say that like one relationship was like so much better than another?
I think that depends.
Yeah.
There could be different stages of your life where that person meant a little bit more to you because of where you were. Like
Yes,
that person was a
essentially.
huge support.
Yeah.
But I do just understand what you're saying because when you're consoling a friend who's going through a breakup,
Yeah.
that's the first thing that you have in your mind, right?
Because when you're dating and you think that's the one.
Right, right. You go into
I always
it
think that's the one.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. Like when I date,
Yeah.
like I see like potential marriage.
And that's why you date that person.
Exactly.
So you initially think that person
the
is the
future,
one.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then it
Suddenly you
doesn't
have to let
work
that go.
out.
Yeah,
and then that
exactly.
disappears. And it's hard to cope with.
I'm not a believer of first love though. Like your first love, like you know, there's a saying in Korea where like you take your first love to the graveyard.
Oh, really?
Like I don't believe in that at all.
I see.
Like I'm like more like every new relationship is like a first love, because it's a different person, right?
I see.
Yeah. And like obviously like I wish this person was my last love, but even if it doesn't work out, then like the next relationship is gonna be my first love and last love. You know, like there's
Yeah.
so much open door. You know.
I see. But being able to deal with breakups and being able to move on is probably the healthiest way to start a new relationship.
Yeah.
Because if you
And to
don't-
grow.
If you don't, to grow. If you don't resolve that, like same things will occur in the next
Right,
relationship.
I think every relationship I had became a better person. Like after going through like one relationship
Of
or
course,
another.
yeah.
Like I've learned new things.
Yeah.
And
Like
like
you learn about yourself also.
For sure.
yeah, I learned a lot about myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the kind of things that I like, the kind of person I am. Yeah.
The kind of things that you don't like.
Mm.
So like for my girlfriends, I tell them like you need to date multiple people to learn about yourself.
Yeah.
Because you don't know until you experience it and try it.
Yeah.
So like you learn a lot about yourself
Yeah.
through dating multiple people
Yeah. But not that, but in a smart way.
in a smart way.
Yes.
Not just
Yes.
like
It's just like
Yes.
not going around. It's like
yeah.
you know,
Not
like just
binging
meeting
on-
different people.
meeting different people, but not actually like committing to like multiple different relationship in the span of.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep aligned.
But some people actually do that.
I know.
It's actually really toxic. Like they go from one relationship to another relationship, just to fulfill the need of being loved.
Aha. I see,
Yeah.
I see.
But that also goes back to like you not loving yourself enough that you need someone else to fill
Yeah.
the empty heart for you.
Yeah.
For people struggling to find self-love or self-validation, what are steps someone can take to love themselves more?
What's been really helpful for me is like to like try to find a hobby. Like
That's
trying
really
to
good
find
one.
something that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like, cause like you know like after a breakup, you just all of a sudden have all this spare time,
Yeah.
right? Like cause like you know
no
like
one's texting you 24/7.
No one's texting you. Like you don't have like someone to like your weekends are not reserved.
Yeah.
You need to like look for like
Yeah.
something to do with your friends. But like in those times, like fill it up with something that you have been interested in, but you didn't have enough time to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like find a passion,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But actually, that's like attractive.
Yeah, passionate people are attractive.
Yeah.
Key points: invest in yourself.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like when you're in a relationship, you invest in each other. You don't really
Now
invest
like
in
grow
yourself.
yourself, like inner self.
Yeah.
And some people blossom and thrive after a breakup.
Yeah.
It's so awesome
They
to see
do.
that.
A lot of people live their best lives
After a breakup.
After a breakup, yeah.
It's very true. It's very true.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Even though like the breakup was traumatic and like it's
For sure.
hurting.
But that's normal. I don't think a breakup should be like, oh yeah, look at me.
Well, good people attract good people.
Yeah.
So if you try to be a good person, like if you like keep on working on yourself, like working toward being a better person, then I
Yeah.
feel like you would naturally just meet someone that is like
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
That's like the manifesting. you know?
That's the manifesting,
You're manifesting a goodness by thinking about good things. You know, like
Exactly.
good energy brings a good energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very cliche, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So
Yeah.
There is, for sure.
I know it's hard to think about that when you're at the low. Like when
Right,
you're in
yeah,
the
yeah.
tunnel, like you don't see the light.
Right, right.
You're like, oh, like when is the light gonna show up?
Yeah.
And if you don't believe it, it only gets harder. Actually.
Yeah. Good thing your brain is built to help forget stuff.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
actually the gift of
Like
human.
your brain cells die so that you forget about the pains and then you can develop new cells.
And
to,
you
like-
repeat the same mistake.
some brains do that.
Thanks for coming by, dropping some wisdom.
Thank you guys for staying tuned. And if you like this video, make sure to drop that like. And if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe. And until next time, JBRO out.